You are now.
Hey, what's up, folks? Keith Corum here today with Remax. Just thought I'd try this thing here is kind of new. Thought we'd give it a shot and see how it goes. If it works out well, we'll continue doing it. Maybe try to do it once a month, maybe twice a month. What we've got is just questions and answers about real estate. So shoot me some questions. I'll answer them the best I can. If I don't know the answers, I know the people that do know the answers, and we'll figure them out for you. So that's it. Been doing the real estate thing for about 5 years now. I love it. Well, it's like any other job. Some days you love it. Some days it's like, oh man, what have I done? But for the most part, I love it. I love everything about it. It's very, very rewarding. One thing that I have learned in real estate is that how blessed we are to live right here in small town South Central Kentucky, because some of the stories that I hear from these folks that come from other states, the stories they tell me are just like, oh my gosh, how did you live there your whole life? I mean, so these past 5 years, I have really learned how blessed I am to live where I do, right here in small town, backwoods, South Central Kentucky. So, yeah, if you got any questions, shoot them at me. It's right now 5 o'clock, so I think everybody knew what we were doing today was going to start at 5. Like I said, we're just kind of doing a little test run on this. We didn't advertise it a whole lot. We just shot a notification out there today at 1 o'clock to let folks know that we were going to be doing this today at 5 o'clock. Didn't want to get overwhelmed with it. It's a little soft opening, as they call it, when you open a new business or try a new venture. It's a soft opening to just kind of see how things go. But so I've wrote down a few questions that a lot of folks have for me. Well, I've got several that I'm going to choose through here. So this one here is for sellers. A lot of sellers, they'll say, how should I prepare my house before I sell it? Well, there's a number of things you should do. One thing is definitely, anything wrong with the house, try to get it fixed. I know some folks can't, but just try to fix what you can. It's definitely going to help you in the sale of the property, make things a whole lot easier for you when it does come time to sell it. Curb appeal, you definitely want to make sure everything's cleaned up, slicked up. Curb appeal is almost it's kind of at the top of my list. When a person pulls into your driveway, they just want to say, "Oh man, this place is beautiful." Pretty much when folks buy a home these days, a lot of folks, all they want to do, and I've said this before, and some of you may have heard me say it. What they want to do is they want to put a lazy boy in the living room, kick their feet up, and watch TV. They don't want to have to come in and fix this and fix that and do all these repairs. It's a little overwhelming for them. So try to make everything just as slick as possible. Another one, should I order a home inspection? I would recommend ordering a home inspection if you're going to sell your house. It save you some time. Home inspector's going to see a whole lot more stuff than we do. I mean, I see a lot. I do, and there's things that I do point out to my people when we're looking at homes. I'm going to disclose this right now. I am not a home inspector by no means. No way, not at all. I'm not a home inspector, but I do know what I'm selling. I know houses. I know homes. I know land. I know buildings. That's what I used to do for a living, was construction. So if I see a crack in a wall in a basement, I'm going to show it to you. Now I'm not going to tell you that means a house is falling down, because 9 times out of 10 that's not the case. But there's a crack there. If I see a shingle missing on the roof, I'm going to say, hey, might we get a home inspector here? I don't know if you saw it or not, but I see a shingle up there missing on the roof. So I do point stuff out to my people that I know a lot of folks don't. So but I do. Now, I'm not crawling under the house. Those days are over for me. Unless I'm buying it myself, it's my property. I'm not going to crawl under the house. I don't do spiders. Not messing with that no more. I've had my share of spending many hours underneath homes working on them. All right, let's see, I got another question here. How long will it take to sell my home? Well, that's a good question. I get asked that a lot. Well, that depends on a number of things. Well, first off, we're not in the market. I don't want to say we're not, because we're kind of teetering a little bit. It's kind of how I feel. Kind of teetering of where we're at right now. Of being in that crazy market to where you're getting over asking price. People are beating your door down, just saying, we'll take it, we want it, here's the money. But then all at the same time I'm seeing stuff set. It all depends on price, location, and condition. That's what's going to sell your home. And that's how, as far as how long it's going to take, that's what it's going to take. If it's priced right, if the buyer thinks they're getting a deal, and if it is a deal, then yeah, your house is going to sell fairly quickly. And if it's in a good location. So that's that. Let's go to some buyer questions. First time buyers. What's the first step in buying my home? First step in buying your home is to get pre-approved. Not pre-qualified, pre-approved. I know a lot of folks go to the bank. I've heard this in the past. I've seen it many times. They'll go to the bank, and the bank will say, well, you go out there and you find you a house. You go find what you want. Then come back and talk to us. All right, that sounds all good and dandy. But what happens? You go out, you spend 3 weeks running all over town, going everywhere, looking at homes, and you find the one. This is the house. This is the home. This is our home. This is the one. We're going to buy it. We go back to the bank. And they run the numbers on you. Check everything out. Bank says, sorry, can't do it. Now you're heartbroken. I'm heartbroken. Everybody's heartbroken. You have wasted so much of your time running around looking at all these houses to be told that you just can't buy that one. So it's best to get pre-approved, not pre-qualified, get pre-approved on a piece of paper that says, hey, I, Jane Doe, am qualified to buy a house for $289,000. Now that $289,000 written on that piece of paper is like power in your pocket. Now you know what you can buy. So you can go out here and you can find that doesn't mean you have to spend $289,000 on a house. That just means that you are pre-approved to spend $299,000 on a house. So there you go. That's the first step you need to do is get pre-approved. Get with a mortgage lender. Get with a banker. Whoever you choose to bank with. If you want some, I can recommend some banks. I can recommend a mortgage lender. But I would need to talk to you to see who I could recommend you to, because each situation is a little bit different, and I know how to help get you the best in the best spot to get the money for what you need to buy. So I got another one here for my first time home buyers. It says, should I do a home inspection? Well, heck yeah, you need to do a home inspection. Absolutely. You need to have that home checked out from top to bottom, inside and out. And when you do buy a home through me, I give you a choice of 3 to 4 home inspectors that you can call. You can call. What I recommend doing is calling and talking to the home inspectors, getting to know them, cut up with them a little bit, tell them who you are, tell them who I am. So hey, and then you choose the one that you feel comfortable working with. That's how we do that. But yeah, definitely get a home inspection. Should I do a final walkthrough? Well, absolutely. Yes, you want to do a final walkthrough. A final walkthrough is, all right, say, you bought the house, everything's good, everything's hunky-dory. Tomorrow morning, you're closing on it. You're going to close that house out and you're going to get the keys to it. Well, that morning before you go to closing, or that evening before you go to closing, you want to do a final walkthrough. A final walkthrough is where you walk through the home and you just make sure everything looks good, make sure everything looks as it was, or if not better condition as it was when you wrote the offer on it. So that can, but yes, I definitely recommend doing a final walkthrough. Here's another question. How long does it take to buy a home? Well, that depends. I've closed cash deals in 7 days. Thanks to my girls at Hometown Settlement. Big shout out to you ladies. Y'all rock. Not saying they can do that all the time, but if they're able, if everything's working right, they can. I have closed cash deals in 7 days. Typically, most of the time, if it's financing, you're about 30 days. 30 days is the normal to close on a deal. What's that? Let's see, what else we got here? I got some blueprints on some stuff I'm working on, but y'all don't want to see that. Here's one for my first-time home buyers. How much do I need for a down payment? Well, sometimes you don't need anything. Believe this or not, and I can prove it, and I can show it to you folks. Some of these lenders that I work with are pretty sharp, and we know how to get you in a house, get you in a home with zero, nada, nothing, money down. You can move right in. And usually not make the first payment for 30 to 45 days. That can happen, and it happens a lot. Credit score, don't so much worry about your credit scores, folks. Credit scores kind of, let's see, I don't know. Credit scores are kind of just blown out of proportion in some sort of ways. I mean, we've got folks in homes with a 580 credit score, 620 credit score. It's not all about your credit score. A lot of it, what it's about is your debt to income ratio. And what that means in English terms is, the way I like to put it is, okay, you and your wife or your husband or whoever, y'all are both working. Okay. You're both working, you're paying $700-800 a month for rent. All right, at the end of the month, do you all have money? Do you have money put back if you need it? So that's what debt to income ratio is. You want to have more. Do you have more money coming in than you got going out? So that's mainly that's the big thing in helping you get into a home is, I've got more money coming in than I got going out. So that's a good thing. That's what we all want. That and credit score. I mean, you definitely got to have credit, but it's not a necessity. And here's another thing for you folks out there, and I come across this every now and then too. Zero credit is better than a 500 credit score. So if you have zero credit, that is awesome, because what we can do is I work with a mortgage lender. We can put you on a program. And in 30 days, we can have that credit score up there to where you can buy a home. Your credit score will be awesome. And it's very simple to do. It's very simple. People do it every day. So buying a home is probably one of the quickest and easiest ways to build wealth in the world we live in today. All right, here's one. What to avoid when buying a home after my offer has been accepted. All right, so you bought your house, offer's accepted, you haven't closed yet. You're not due to close for, 15 days in. 15 more days, we're closing. It's like, man, we ain't got no furniture. We want to buy this, we want to buy that for a new home. Don't owner finance any. not a real estate call, or I would have took it. So what not to do? Don't go out here and finance furniture. Don't do it. Don't go. I know a lot of folks do. They'll go finance on some nice furniture for their new home, or something will happen. They'll need to buy a car. Avoid it. Avoid all of that until you close your home. Once you close on the house, then you can do that. What that does is that will kind of jack up the whole loan process thing. If you start financing some other stuff, excuse me, even buying a cell phone. I know a lot of people these days, they finance cell phones. Avoid it. Buy a cheap, throwaway $20 phone for a couple weeks if you have to, just to get by. That can really jack up the deal on buying a home. And I would hate to see someone have to finance a cell phone and jeopardize the purchase of one of the biggest purchases of their life, is buying a home. So that's just one. That's just a definite no, definite thing to avoid. Let's see what else we got. What to avoid? Nope, got that one. What is title insurance? I know this is all probably Chinese talking to you folks, but title insurance. What is title insurance? Title insurance it's insurance to protect you on your home. So like when they do a title search, they're going to go back and they're going to check and make sure there's no liens against that house, home, property, or whatever. And people make mistakes every day. We do, I do. Everybody does. It's life. So whoever does that title search and checks that title out, maybe they overlooked something and seen that there was a $3,000 lien against that home. Or they missed it. They didn't catch it. And then this gets passed on to you. If you don't have title insurance, it's your responsibility to pay that. So what title insurance is, it's very inexpensive. I recommend it to everybody to buy it, and that protects you against that. I've bought multiple properties over the years, multiple properties, and every property that I've ever bought, I have. You want title insurance? Well, yeah. Ask me another silly question. Yes, I want title insurance. Of course I do. Have I ever had to use it? No, I haven't. But I've always had it as a safety net. I like safety nets. So that's what title insurance is. Let's see. Covered a lot of it here. What's the selling price of my home? Well, that depends. That's like, I've had people call me before on the phone. They'll say, hey, can you tell me what my house is worth? Well, no, not really. There's a lot that goes into it. I need to come out there. I need to spend some time. It takes hours to, come out, look at it, check it out, see where it's at, see the location, see the condition, see what's around it. There's a whole lot that goes into pricing a house. I know these days it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. The prices of them are. I don't see them coming down much any here soon at all. I really don't. I think things might drop off a little bit, but for the most part, I think they're going to kind of hold tight. I think we're going to see about a 10-15% reduction in some prices. I see a lot of folks are still kind of up there out in the clouds a little bit on stuff, on pricing. But for the most part, I think it's definitely going to chill out around early summer, mid-spring, early summer, midsummer. Things are going to start kind of chilling. Here's a question I got for you folks. If I could, let's see, how did I put that earlier? Back me up here. What was that question I had earlier? If I sold my house, if I could get such and such money out of my house today, there it is. If I could get such and such money out of my house today, I would consider listing it in the spring. So you folks can message me or shoot me that. If I could get $900,000 out of my house, now I'm way up in the clouds here. There's some $900,000 houses out there, but if I could, I would consider listing my house in the spring. So that's a question for you folks. Y'all can message me that or what have you. But so we're going to wrap it up. This was just a first test here to see how things went. And my telephone number is 270-590-8642. If you guys have any questions at all about buying a home, those are free. Call me. It's my job. It's what I do. Hit me up. Even if there's no such thing as a silly question. Call me. I'll answer everything you got. If I don't know the answers, I work amongst a great group of realtors that do know the question, that do know the answers. So if I don't know the answers, they know them. Thank you, Rick. You're an awesome man, sir. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Like I said, it's just kind of a test run. We advertised it a little late. We put it out there about 1 o'clock. Said, hey, we're going live 5. So we might try this again here in another week or two. Y'all peace out and have a great day.